Hello students and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we'll be discussing about the new interest rate benchmark that the RBI is about to float. Alright, so let's get started. What's the news? The news is of course about the new interest rate benchmark rate. Now this is what? This is the secured overnight rupee rate. Secured means of course it will be related to the secured transactions that are happening. We'll see that in detail. So RBI is now about to float this secured overnight rupee rate. Alright, so before we go into what is this SORR, we will first understand what are the benchmark rates, what is a benchmark rate and what are the examples of a benchmark rate. See, benchmark rates actually help the entire market to understand what is the benchmark, what is the set standard. It can be above which or below which the banks can loan, or above which the bank cannot loan, or below which the bank cannot loan. So these kind of this acts basically as an indicator. This acts basically as an indicator for the entire economy. Now I'll give you some examples which will make it exceptionally clear for you. So what are the examples of certain benchmark rates? One is the repo rate, the other is the reverse repo rate. So what is a repo rate? Repo rate is the rate at which RBI gives loans to the scheduled commercial banks. So why is RBI giving loans? See, let us understand. Bank needs money to loan out, to give as loans. Bank earns profit from where? By giving loans. But to give loans, bank needs some money. So from where will the bank get money? The bank gets money from the deposits that we put. For example, we have fixed deposits. If you put fixed deposit for 5 years or more, you get tax benefit also. Remember that. So if you have put a fixed deposit of 5 years, the bank can utilize that money and give loan to someone else for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. It will not use that money to give loans for 10 years because after 5 years, it has to return to you also, right? So banks will use our deposit to give loans. Correct. Now this may not be enough because more and more people would want money. So the bank can take loan from the RBI also. When we are doing fixed deposit, we earn some percentage interest. Let's say 4.5% is what you are earning. But when these deposits are not enough, the banks will turn towards RBI and ask RBI to give money to it, as in take loan from the RBI. So when RBI will give loan to the scheduled commercial bank, it will also charge an interest rate, and that interest rate is known as the repo rate. The rate which RBI will charge to the scheduled commercial bank, to give loan to them. And this is, let's say, 6%. Now, why this is a benchmark rate? Because this rate is going to decide at what rate you will get the loans. How? Let us understand how. So, for example, you have 6.5. Let us take this to be 6.5. So, let us say your repo rate is 6.5%. This is the rate at which the banks are getting loan from the RBI. Can the bank give you loan at a rate cheaper than 6.5%? No. If they do, they will face losses. So at what rate they will do? 6.6? No. Higher. Why higher? Because bank will have some operational costs, some marketing costs. These get costs, operational plus other costs. All these costs will be there for the bank to borrow. Plus they would want some profit. Let's say you combine all this and it comes out to be, for house loan for example, it comes out to be 2.4%. So 2.4 plus 6.5 is what? 8.9. So the bank will give you loan at 8.9%. Now if the RBI increases this to 7%, then will the bank continue to give you loan at 8.9%? No, it will increase its loan rate by again 0.5%, and if RBI changes this to, let's say, 7% repo rate, banks may change this to 9.4% repo rate, interest rate, so as to maintain the profit amount, right? So what is happening? This rate is deciding at what rate you are getting the loan at. So this rate becomes benchmark rate. It is one of the benchmark rate, which is the indicator. So the moment RBI, the Monetary Policy Committee, increases or decreases, you know what is going to happen in the market. So it is an indicator for the market. The second is reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate is what? Now here, the banks were requiring money, so they were going to the RBI to borrow money. There can be a time when people do not want much loan, so bank has a huge amount of money stored with it. Now what will the bank do with that money? It cannot pay interest to itself. It doesn't make sense. So this extra money which the bank is not able to give out as loan, the bank will keep a part of this extra money with the RBI. That is like parking the extra fund with the RBI. And when the bank parks this extra fund with the RBI, the bank is going to get some interest on it. And that interest is known as the reverse repo rate, which is the rate of interest that is paid by the RBI to the scheduled commercial banks when they park their extra or excess money with the RBI. I hope this is absolutely clear. Now another example which I deliberately thought to keep in this slide is the bank rate, because the bank rate sounds exactly similar to the repo rate, so you should not confuse. What is bank rate? Rate at which the RBI lends money to the scheduled commercial bank. Now this is the exact same thing we said in repo rate also. Then how it is different? It is different because bank rate is for long term, whereas repo and reverse repo rates are for short term. Remember this, especially for your prelims examination. Now let's come on to the main point, that is SORR, Secured Overnight Rupee Rate. Now, what is this? This is a new benchmark rate. For what? It is the interest rate for the derivatives in the financial market. So in the financial market consists of your money market, capital market. So in financial market, when the derivatives are there, okay, that derivatives, various derivatives, shares, debentures, bonds, this, that, all those derivatives would be exchanging in the financial market. Now, all these derivatives that are being exchanged are not necessarily secured. They are of two types. Either they are secured or they are unsecured. Right. Now, what happens when they are unsecured? The fluctuations would be high. There may be other challenges as well. Right. So, now the RBI is going to come up with a new benchmark rate, which is SORR, which is based on secured money markets. It is going to take into account the secured part of money market and not the unsecured part of money market, and hence it is going to be more secured, more safe, more stable. Okay, I hope this is absolutely clear. It is going to eventually replace what? MIBOR or MIBOR, however you may pronounce it, MIBOR, that is Mumbai Interbank Offer Rate, MIBOR. So earlier MIBOR was there, MIBOR is still there, it will remain. SORR is going to eventually replace it, not immediately. I hope that's absolutely clear. Now why is SORR going to replace eventually MIBOR? Because unlike this MIBOR, SORR is purely based on trade. Let me explain this point, purely based on trade. See, MIBOR rate which was there, it also included speculation. Why it included speculation? Let us understand how MIBOR or let's say how MIBOR or Mumbai Interbank Offer Rate was calculated. It was calculated through a poll, through an interview, wherein people or the business persons and all were interviewed and asked about the market, its sentiments, etc., etc. So that what happens is, it gives you a tendency of speculation. And then if there would be certain outliers, you eradicate the outliers from the higher side and the lower side, average it out and come out with a MIBOR, right? So it has the tendency of speculation in it. Now this SORR will be completely trade based. Trade based means it will be based only with respect to the transactions that has actually happened. So it will not be based on assumptions, it will not be based on polls, it will not be based on opinions as to what do you suggest, what do you think, how the future holds, what the future holds. No, it will only be based on what the actual transaction has happened and is happening as we speak. As a result of which the speculation tendency from this goes out of the window. I hope this is clear. Now what is the impact? If you talk about the impact, it is basically towards the best practices in the world that is there, because these kind of rates are already existing in other countries, in Western countries, specifically in USA. In USA, it is called as the Secured Overnight Financing Rate. We have for SORR, It is secured overnight rupee rate. This is SOFR, secured overnight financing rate. This is there in USA. This is one of the best practices that you have removed the speculation tendency. It is a good thing to do in this market is what is considered. Right. Now, what other benefit can you expect? It is understood that there may not be any immediate market impact, but in the long run, it is going to help strengthen the financial market of India and give it more and more stability and reduce the volatility which might have been there in the financial market. Okay, so this is all about your secured overnight rupees rate. Thank you.